It's 6:01. I'll call this meeting to order of the Zoning Board of Adjustments for the City of Navasota. Today is November the 12th, 2025, and as I said, it's 6:01 p.m.
All right, let's go on to item number 2.
Any citizen may address the Zoning Board of Adjustment on any matter. Registration forms are on the table. They should have been completed by 5:45. Please limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that wants to address the zoning board?
Everyone here tonight is on an item, sir, so we didn't have any forms, but they'll be able to speak at the public hearing.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you. Adjustment on it. So item 3 on our agenda is to conduct a public hearing for the purpose of receiving public comment and testimony regarding a zoning variance application submitted to the City of Navasota by Continental Homes of Texas LP. The variance applications request a 10.25-inch rear building setback encroachment along the northern property line of 2311 White Wing Street and a 1-foot, 2.5-inch rear building setback encroachment along the northern property line of 2313 White Wing Street, varying from the Dove Crossing PUD zoning district's 20-foot rear setback requirements for the construction of 2 single dwellings. The properties affected are located at 2311 and 2313 White Wing Street in Navasota, Grimes County, Texas, 77868, legally described as Dove Crossing, Block 7, Lot 3R-5A, and Lot 3R-4A.
Open the public hearing. What time you got, Alan?
We'll open the public hearing at 6:03 p.m.
All right. Mr. Vice Chairman, Zoning Board of Adjustment, I'll just provide a brief background. The two lots in question tonight are in that new extension of White Wing in the Dove Crossing subdivision. As you read, Mr. Phillips, one of the requests is for a 10.25-inch rear setback encroachment, and then the second is a 1-foot, 2.5-inch rear setback encroachment. And basically what that means, after you go through all that legalese language, is one house will be approximately 18 feet-ish away from the rear property line, and the other the same, with one being a little bit more. Mr. Travis is here with representing Continental Homes, if you'll have any questions, and he could probably summarize the reasoning behind this in a lot more clear fashion than I could. I know it's unusual to have a variance request on a fairly recently platted neighborhood and street extension, so he can kind of give you the specifics of it in a little bit more detail. But in essence, this order, order number 3, 2025, would, if approved, would grant those minor encroachments, which would be a relaxation of the 20-foot rear setback separations that is required for that district. And I can also answer any questions y'all have.
Thank you.
And now since we do have some folks here that I don't know if anyone will actually wants to speak on the item or if they're just here to listen in. Since this is a public hearing, as the vice chair, we could either allow those folks that are here to ask questions about the item go first, or we can have the applicant summarize. It doesn't. I guess we can let him summarize since he's already up there. And actually, it's that microphone, Travis.
Yeah, and I think personally, I would rather a summary, and then people can ask you questions as you stand at the podium.
Okay, no problem. Travis Martinick with D.R. Horton Homes, or Continental Homes of Texas, which is we're a DBA of that entity, just to not confuse you.
Okay, so we don't have a microphone. You may have to speak.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I noticed the sound wasn't reverberating. But so what kind of happened here, kind of starting back, this subdivision was platted previously, and we came in to purchase all 10 of the lots back there. And when it was all surveyed, platted in, and when we came in to do what we refer to as form sets for the houses, we have another surveying company that comes in that's contracted across the state for us to come in and do these things. And when they came in, they noticed some errors in the actual plat itself. But in the meantime, we had already had the dimensions from the previous plat and made our application, submitted for building permits on our homes, paid the fees, all these things, paid Mid-South for the electrical stuff and everything, had all that stuff done. When then we went to set the forms to actually build the homes, close on the lots and build the homes, we noticed there were some things not matching. So, but that company, all they did was just do our farm surveying. So we reached out to McLaurin Brown here in College Station, actually go in and deep dive and figure out what, if anything, is really wrong with it, because we had conflicts between a plat and a surveyor. So they came in and found issues in it. And when that all was said and done, the plat went back through and had to be reissued and amended and corrected. And what happened is the back property line moved a foot. And we had already had plans, and we have standard floor plans and standard things. We had them all set, all the materials ordered, everything done. You know, even our trusses are laying there on the job site. So everything was ready for it. But come to find out, after everything was fixed, we lost a foot in the back. Essentially, the back property line is not a square. It's kind of a little bit of a, so one lot, that's why there's a foot and some change, and then the other one's, just a little bit less than a foot. So for us, it'd be a big deal to go in and change all these things. We had all these materials ordered, stuff that's cut in place, and, plans through the system and all that. So we made the choice to come in and ask for the variance because of that error in that plat. So hopefully that explains a little bit of why we're here and what the reasoning is.
Are there any questions? Anybody on the board have any questions?
Yeah, I got one. Had y'all set the palms already before y'all discovered this, or after you discovered it?
There was a little bit. I think they were string lining them. I think they might have been setting some batter boards, some corners and all that, but we stopped.
You stopped?
And but yeah, we noticed that we didn't want to move forward after and talking with Lupe. That was probably the most diligent thing to do is to go in there and wait. But we did have permits on the home issued on all of our homes. We did all 10 of them at once.
Because I drove by there and I was trying to figure out, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna encroach on the back lots back there along that wooded line?
No, it's not. We're not getting off our property. We're just
You're not getting off of the property?
No, we're just going off the setback. That's
right.
So we'll be on one lot. We'll be, maybe right just under 19 feet off the back property line, and the other one will be, one of them will be just about 18 feet off. The other one's about 19 feet. Sorry.
So what you're saying, the backyard on both of those houses is gonna be a little small?
Yeah,
about a foot smaller.
And it's really on one of them, because the back property line is an angle.
Right.
It deviates. That's the largest setback we're going to actually have off of both. I mean, you're talking inches. I think there's maybe a difference about 5 inches across the lots.
So is that going to affect the other houses, the other 8 houses, or?
No, they fit within the setbacks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we started on those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I live over there, so I see it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the only two that were
Those two
affected.
they haven't touched yet.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I drove by and looked, that's why.
I can assure you, that's the most surveyed subdivision I've ever worked on. 3 different guys.
I think in essence what happened is you had these these pretty plats that show everything perfect, and then a surveyor actually went out and measured it and tried to plot it on the ground and discovered it didn't match what was on paper. And that's I think I give a lot of credit to Travis and his team for actually putting some due diligence in and verifying that, and then actually going back into planning and zoning and fixing that plat correctly to reflect what's on the ground. So there was a lot of background work leading to tonight, and as Travis said, they did pump the brakes on all progress until they received an answer from the board. So.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate y'all's service and help tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll go next here.
Yep. And then so we'll close the public hearing and then read this.
Right. Thank you. There's no more questions. We'll close the public hearing at 6:10 p.m. And now we will consider an action. Consideration and possible action of Order 3-2025, approving a zoning variance submitted to the City of Navasota by Continental Homes of Texas. The variance applications request a 10.25-inch rear building setback encroachment along the northern property line of 2311 Wing Street, and a 1-foot 2.5-inch rear building setback encroachments along the northern property line of 2313 White Wing Street, varying from the Dove Crossing PUD zoning district's 20-foot rear setback requirements for the construction of 2 single dwellings. The properties affected are located at 2311 and 2313 White Wing Street in Navasota, Grimes County, Texas, 77868, legally described as Dove Crossing Block 7, Lot 3R-5A and Lot 3R-4A. At this time, I'll take a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve order number 3-2025.
do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second it.
Second. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. All, item passes.
This will jump into for our next one. Mhm. Oh, it's kind of cut off a little weird, but
Yeah, that's
it's another public hearing and then another action.
Right, okay. Well, item tonight, now we'll go to item number 4, which is conduct a public hearing for the purpose of receiving public comment and testimony regarding a zoning variance application submitted to the city of Navasota by Blue Skies Trust. The variance application requests a 10-foot front building setback along the northern property line varying from, title, 11, B-1. Well, I'm old. General Business District, 25-foot front setback requirements for the construction of a single dwelling. The property affected is located at 418 Chase Street in Navasota, Grimes County, Texas, 77868, legally described as H&TC Block 72, Lots 1, E/2, 2,3, period.
And open the public hearing, 6:13.
6:13, we'll open the public hearing.
Again, Vice Chairman, Zoning Board of Adjustment, this is also a relaxation of setback requirements on this order. Mr. Sean Roth is here tonight if y'all have any questions about the application. This property is located on the corner of Milliken and East Chase Street, right at the River Bridge crossing. The primary reason, in speaking with Mr. Roth about this application, is the land slopes quite a bit since it's right next to the creek. And so really trying to figure out the best way to plot a new home on the property. He's essentially trying to find some flat ground. This, as we read sometimes, this was not a self-induced hardship. That creek has been there for a long time, and that lot line is, it doesn't really lend itself to easy construction. And so the request is to build or propose to build a new single-family home 10 feet away from the front property line versus a required 25, and it's primarily to get off that slopey terrain into something a little bit more flat. If it were to be approved, even at 10 feet, since Chase Street is a fairly narrow roadway, it would still be well over 30 feet away from the edge of the pavement. So, and again, Sean is here if y'all have any questions about the application. Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening. I'm Sean Roth, Blue Skies Trust, and address 418 East Chase Street. And so, so that bottom picture right there, that survey, that's where I'm allowed to build right now. So Chase Street, I went out and remeasured today, make sure my numbers are correct. Chase Street is 37 feet from the property line. So the current 25-foot setback is another 25, so it'd be like 62. And so with the 10 feet, then it'd just be, the house would be 47 feet still from Chase Street. And then if you have Chase Street here and the creek here, the property line goes like this a lot. It slopes down, and right now I can build right here, and in the middle of the building spot, the footprint, it slopes a lot right there. So I just want to move that footprint forward. So that footprint, the one as it stands right now, that's the bigger one. The one right below, that's narrower, that's about 30 by 84. And so what I'd like to build on there is about 60 by 40. So I could, with a 15-foot leniency or getting closer, I can move that forward and then still get a good relief on the back. And yeah, and then I don't need a relief on any other side. That's about all I can think of with that. Single family home, I'll eventually live there another 2 or 3 years. So that's my plan.
Questions or comments from anyone in the audience or on the board?
So he's, just to confirm, you're saying that the street to the property line is already 60?
No, so from Chase Street to the property line is 37 already.
Okay.
And so just to the property line. And so then another 10 feet would put the house at 47 feet from Chase Street.
Okay.
Yeah, because I measured today from the asphalt of Chase Street straight. I went to the front 2 irons and then drew the string and then measured from there. And that's where I came up with the 37.
So you went to the edge of the asphalt, you say, and measured back and you got 37 foot?
Yes, yeah, so.
Then you're gonna set the house 10 foot back further?
Yeah,
And so they give you a 47 foot
from the street,
from
yeah.
the street?
And currently, without any changes to how the zoning is now, it'd be, so another 15, so it'd be 62 feet
Okay,
from the
that's
street.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just so far back. And then the back half, once, with that elevation that's on that there, you can kind of see the sloping, with that, but in person, it's literally the current footprint looking in from the side view.
Mm-hmm.
With Chase Street here and the creek here, it's kind of standing on Milliken. It really is, the footprint would be here, that it goes like this, dips down a lot.
So it dips down toward the creek is what you're saying?
It does,
Yeah, whatever.
Cedar Creek.
yeah, it dips down a lot.
It does. I went by there today. It's a pretty good slope.
Yeah, it is. It's,
There's like a.
Mhm.
So that lot not open. Towards the
Right.
district.
There's a little, yeah, on the west side. Yeah, it does too.
We're next door.
yeah. And I talked to Lupe about this. I'm going to build a garage too. So I know there was one thing about restrictions with, like, the concern about having cars parked in the non-property area going
Right.
forward. And that won't be an issue because I'm going to have a 3-car garage in there
You're gonna build a garage, it's gonna be attached garage or detached?
attached.
Okay.
And it'll face Chase Street. So it'd be, the whole front of the house would be Chase Street in the garage.
More questions, comments? So we'll close the public hearing at 6:19 PM. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Thank you.
So at this point, we'll consider and possible action on order number 4-205. It's 2025, approving a zoning variance submitted to the City of Navasota by Blue Skies Trust. The variance application requests a 10-foot front building setback along the northern property line varying from Article 11B-1. I did that better. General Business District, 25-foot front setback requirements for the construction of a single dwelling. The property affected is located at 418 East Chase Street in Navasota, Grimes County, Texas, 77868, legally described as H&T-C Block 72, Lots 1, E/2, 2,3. I have a motion to consider, or a motion to accept.
I move that we accept the motion 4-2025.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second?
Who seconded?
All,
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All. So the motion passes at 6:20.
All right, and item number 5.
Item number 5 is to consider and possible action on the meeting minutes of July 9th, 2025, meeting minutes as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes.
Do I have a second on the motion to accept the minutes?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Feels so scandalous. I mean, I even put real clothes on
Yeah,
for a 21-minute meeting.
yeah.
I appreciate
Depending on,
I can't find the deodorant. So at this point, unless there's any objections, I move to adjourn the meeting at 6:21.
all right,
Good work.
thank you all.
Thank you.